line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to PTM Racing TV. We are live here in Lakeland, Florida at USA International Speedway. The old homegrown track, fast-paced, action-packed adventures have been brought here to Lakeland, USA, Lakeland, USA International Speedway here in Florida. And tonight we're going to be going over quite a few things here and quite a few areas of driving and points race to battle to be had. But first, before we get on to that, we'll go ahead and start our gridding order. Starting on the pole tonight, Kayla McCarthy will rock that number 24 LGBT community into the lead, and immediately right to her outside, that's going to be Lucas Gordman and the Taco Lover Racing number 6 machine. Row number 2, Cindy Taylor, and that 7 will rock it on there with the Ghostbusters with number 8 of Keith Taylor right beside her. Row number 3, Aaron Clark, the 86 will be rocking it, and the 50 of Dustin Sonaker coming in, and the Gravedigger Beast, he rocks that one here tonight as he works them on in. Row number 4, Dave Bitchner, then the 3, he's going to also give him something to show, been getting more and more consistent on the track. We'll see if he's able to pull it out here tonight. Matthew Hoffer in the 84, been really the guy that been most consistent in all seasons, but has yet to really claim a top spot. We'll see if that changes here tonight. Row number 7, excuse me, 6, is going to be Dustin Rouse in the 30, and his outside, Michael Hill in the back to blue 42. And then starting shotgun on our field, Chantel throttle pile in the 5, to her outside, Jeffrey Oakes in the 20. That is your starting lineup here for tonight, folks, as we get them onto the track here. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit, but before we get to that, we must go ahead and give you the track tech talk. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, they are here on this 0.75 mile link track. Turns, you got about a 14-degree banking on those. The bottom line is key, and the middle line has play, but you're going to see a lot of these guys and gals hit the bottom consistently, trying to work them on in. And the straightaways right there, as you see, as they work them on down there. About a 2-degree straightaway there. And here we go, folks. Work them on down. We'll get them ready to go. They will do a 1 lap around to get the cars settled in, ready to go. And then that next time by, it's green flag racing this time here. As we mentioned before, we are here in Lakeland, Florida, USA International Speedway. A track, not a lot of history to it, but a lot of meaning to it for the iRacing community. We'll get more into that here in just a little bit. But here we go, get them on, set down here, coming down. Turn 4 and down the front straightaway, coming right into your living room is the Legend Series. And we've got them all situated out. Share us around, guys. Comment in the comments. I'll try to read them off as I can go here. 80 laps to the distance for the Legend Series here. Full run on the tank for gas and a full run on tires. However, I've been told, and these guys told me earlier, these tires burn in. They burn in, and they are troublesome, to say the least. So we will see how well that plays into them. Working them on down one more time around. Get the pace car off the truck here, turn 4. Waiting for the green flag to fly for the first time tonight. Flagman initiates it. Here we go! Off the line immediately, Kayla McCarthy in the LGBT community machine, running it on down to the bottom, trying to hold off Lucas the Taco Lover Racing Machine Gortman. The undefeated Gortman has been an absolute bar burner every time out, but he has been challenged by the females and the males in this series, and now immediately we jump on the gun. Cindy Taylor and that Ghostbuster number 7 now works him on down out of turn 4. She looks to try to get something going here on Gortman. Right behind her, they'll battle for 4th. This is between Dave Bitchner and the Miller Light number 3 and the number 8 of Keith Taylor, brother to Cindy. Side by side they go down. Bitchner with the run to the bottom. He sneaks it on in down the back straightaway here. They work him on down. Working them on in here. Here they come back down turn 3 going to 4. And it looks like Taylor is going to get the run off of that one as they come down this front straightaway here. Coming into your living room. These guys are going to be jumping around multiple times here. You're going to see them really aiming for one line here and trying to get one position figured out compared to the other positions. Oh, in trouble already there for Chantel, the throttle. Chantel immediately on the wall and into the concrete barriers there down the back straightaway. Serious trouble and problems for her there. Not sure what exactly had happened, but unfortunately that put her way back in the pack here as the door now opened up even further for everybody else. She is now in pit road here. We're going to go back real quick to the PTM instant replay and find out exactly what happened to Miss Pottle the throttle. We'll see what happened exactly on her end. Back up in Wrapz. Let's see what happened here. Battling back the blue 42 of Michael Hill here. We're getting word that unfortunately the number 5 team has been battling some issues there in the car as of late, and it's been definitely showing here right into the wall. And oh! Completely destroyed that machine right there. Took a good sized lick and unfortunately causing all sorts of problems that they're going to have to get fixed up right away. They are getting into the instant repair territory, so they'll see how that plays out for them as we work them on down. Lap starting to continue on. Kayla, the one you don't mess with, Texas McCarthy, or the pride of Texas is now she likes to be referred to tonight, has got the early lead here. 3 out of 4, turn 3 out of 4. Currently 7 laps in. She currently leads it. To our viewers at home, thanks so much for tuning in. I can tell you these guys are definitely and gals are definitely wanting to give you a show, and right now they're doing their best they can to hold on to this track. This track not easy to master. Those 14-degree banking turns you would think would offer more play to the outside line, but in reality, the way it's indented in on the bottom allows for a faster recovery time and more momentum to be had there. As you see right there, Keith Taylor in the 8 trying to do getting battled out there with Dave Bichner in the 3 and Miller Light Machine. Dave, not really been a top contender in any race, but he has been slowly but surely figuring stuff out. He's been consistently in the top spots and in the running, but he has yet to really master and get that elusive win and he's been looking for. We're going to see if that maybe changes here tonight as they come right down into here. You see the crowd up on their feet. They're watching themselves a huge race here as these legend cars have been battling this entire season, just trying to stay ahead of one another and trying to get ahead of each other. Getting word right now in the chat here. Unfortunately, it seems as though that there are no quick repairs going on. Something gone wrong there in the system there. Apparently, the drivers are having troubles getting their crew chiefs to get everything fixed up there. Working them on down now the front straightaway here. Lucas Gorman still trying to challenge there with Kayla McCarthy, but the Pride of Texas says otherwise. She wants this race win and wants to finally dethrone Gorman. The only two drivers to win this season is Gorman and McCarthy. That is hard to believe, but that's just facts, folks. These guys have been down each other's throats this entire season, but it seems as though that tonight McCarthy finally has edged out Gortman in this case, but Gortman not too far behind, not taking that too kindly there as he works that number 6 Denny Hamlin throwback, number Taco Lover Racing Machine, as he works him on down here, then going into turn 3, going into 4 here. Just to give you guys an idea of how close the points are for these guys, we're going in right now to see exactly how much the points were and on how close it is for these drivers tonight going in, because this is definitely one of those situations that, in my opinion, you really have to be well aware of where your points are at and how you're going to run this track tonight. Currently, right now, your leader is Cindy Taylor with 266 points in the running. Kayla McCarthy a close second to 259. 258 Lucas Gortman, and then just Rouse about 249, and then Dave Bichner. Actually, I take it back, he was in the top 5 right now for the point series. He's got 241, and that really is your top 5. Top 6 added in, you got about 235. For Chantel the Throttle, Robert Kahn was 234, 231 to Dustin Sonaker, Matthew Hofford 224, excuse me, and then Jeffrey Oaks rounding out with 225 there in the top 10. As we work them on down, here they come back into your living room. Get a good look there at Dustin Sonaker in that Grave Digger number 50 there. First time he's unveiled that paint scheme out, but look at this right back in the back here. Here we go. We got ourselves a little bit of a battle here in the top 10 positioning. The Michael back the blue in the number 42, Hill, running it down there with Jeffrey Oaks and the Pennzoil 20 machine and the number 30. Dustin Rouse right in the hunt as well. These guys going back and forth with one another right here. The battle is for 8th here between these guys. Michael Hill, though, seems to have a better run on the bottom and is able to hold off Oaks there. Oaksy will have to try to make up some ground and time there as they work him on in. And here comes now the number 86. They're going to try and do battle there with the 84. Matthew Hofford being challenged there by Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark started strong in the pack, but right now he fell back a little bit, maybe conserving tires a little bit. Matthew Hofford still trying to deal with him there and trying to get something going here. Working him on down still. Looks like Cindy Taylor and Keith Taylor have finally got their brother and sister duo team back under wraps, and then Keith Taylor getting right into the wall there, but is able to hold out and stay stable. In the chat here, we just got a new guest with us, Elizabeth Penny say her name wrong, Penny Mercer. Great to see you here and rooting on for Miss McCarthy right now, the Pride of Texas. Yes, she is in the lead And she's got a sizable one on Gorman there as they work him on down the back straightaway here. Working their way on in. You can see how low they're having to get with these tracks and how high they're having to come off that banking just to get to the wall there. Not a lot of room for error, not a lot of room for mistakes. And right now the drivers seem to be kind of dissipating out a little bit and getting further away from one another. We'll see if that plays into this track field here. But right now, your battles is between Lucas Gorman in the 6th and Kayla McCarthy and that 24 machine. Gorman looks like he's trying to apex as low as he can off that yellow line there on the bottom and getting it back up to the top line. And then works him on down the back draft here. Straight down to the bottom and works him on in out of turn 4 there. McCarthy, currently your race leader. And man, she is absolutely holding her own against Gorman here. It's got to give her credit where credit's due. Gorman has been the toughest hombre to beat and to end the streak here and get a race win finally after about 8 races, or almost 8 races straight of not winning. That's definitely going to be something, a keynote for McCarthy here, and you know she wants to win that one badly. Well, while we work them on in, let's go ahead and give you guys a little fun facts here at Lakeland, Florida. So a little history about the track that we are on tonight, USA International Speedway. This track had opened up back in 1995. It's a track that was built on the foundation of fast speeds and turns, very similar to the modern day tracks in a smaller setting. Sadly though, this track is not ran anymore. It was closed down 2008 of mid-November for its last championship race. In early 2012 though, the track was sadly destroyed and demolished, which now a warehouse sits on the grounds of the former venue. However, of course, we know this was not the end of it, because just like North Wilkesboro Speedway, this track lives on in the iRacing virtual world as a free track for those wanting to tame its tight corner entries and exits, many of which starting with either street stocks or, as you see here tonight, the Legend Series. And right now, you can see why exactly McCarthy has that lead. Let's go on board and show you exactly here. If you look at how tight it is, how hard it is to get off that entry, you really have to make sure that you time your car just right. You stay up near the wall, and then you see that little curved banking there? That's your release point to get off the throttle and back the turn up. Once you get down low and you apex off that yellow, stay as low as you can, almost right to the grass there as McCarthy just did. Get it straight back up to the wall, and that's how you get the fastest time, and you're able to hold off someone like Gortman here in the early going. Not quite at the halfway mark just yet, but we are 1/4 of the way in there. And so far, it's early, but Gorman and McCarthy are your front runners in this one. Working their way on in. Still, these guys giving it everything they can, trying to do what they can here with the track and everything here. And you can see Keith Taylor currently trying to get up to his sister, Cindy Taylor. We're on board here with Keith. We'll see where he's hitting his marks at. Now, if you look carefully, though, you can see Taylor, he's actually getting a bit loose off exit compared to what you saw with McCarthy, where she was smooth, still, and competitive. Taylor is the complete opposite. You can actually see he's not quite bringing it back up as smooth, and he's not quite able to get the car to run as smooth off start and really build up momentum. And that seems to be the big trouble for him right now, to really get up with his sister, because Cindy Taylor, despite the fact she's lifting up early, she's actually able to get the car to maintain balance immediately and get it running there on the highs to the low. And that's what allows her to get the run there to go and stay ahead of her brother. Currently, she is your points leader, and Gortman and McCarthy are just trying to catch up to her in that case. Your top 3, it's hard to believe, but those are the top 3 points leaders. And McCarthy is the only other driver besides Gortman to win a race this season. Cindy Taylor never won a race, but she's got many podium finishes, which has been the key to her success. She told me earlier, I just love running this stuff, man. It's so much fun. It's so hard to master, but once you got it down to a T, it's just something you just can't help but love, man. It's something like that. Working them on down in here. Let's see, we got a little bit of a battle going here between the number 3 of Dave Bitchner and the 50 of Dustin Slonaker and that Gravedigger number 50 machine, the bad to the bone. Old school rocking it, nice looking machine. Honestly, though, Sloanacre, if I was you, I wouldn't have gone with a Gravedigger style. If you wanted to go a little more true to life, I would have done a Son of a Digger style there, my friend. Just saying. But nonetheless, he is definitely rocking that gorgeous beast here tonight. Absolute barn burner right now between him and Dave Bitchner, just trying to work around each other. But Bitchner able to hold his own here and keep his momentum going. A little bit of a blink there off the Sloanacre. Looks like he might have some troubles with the connection on the track. He's not quite getting where he wants to there, and it's definitely showing here. Working him on down, Aaron Clark there. You see in that 86 machine, that 20 Pennzoil machine of Jeffrey Oaks. And then, of course, the 24 of Caleb McCarthy. Currently, the pride of Texas is still your race leader here. And Gordman, I'm not sure if I'm seeing this right, but maybe I think Gordman's getting a little bit looser. Let's find out. Let's go on board here. You can tell. Look at this, folks. Gordman, he's trying to do a completely different line than McCarthy is. But it looks like McCarthy's actually got something more better. And what she's doing right now, trying to go straight down low and hold the yellow away. Whereas Gordman, he's trying something completely different. What he's trying to do is, if you see very closely, he lets it stay up a little higher. Then he tries to slingshot straight down off apex and kind of run it back up. That is another way to run this track. It's a very difficult method, though, and it takes a lot of skill and practice to master. Because the fact is, if you get it just a little bit too hard in the throttle, then you're literally going to sing it straight up into the middle and then the high line. Whoa! Jeffrey Oaks, though, holy smokes! The Pennzoil number 20 there loose off of turn 4. Caution's not coming out because there was only one car in that, but let's go ahead and find out exactly what happened to Mr. Oaksy there. Holy smokes, about took Gorman there with him. I'm surprised Gorman was able to hold him off there, but that's going to back his time up even further. You're on here. You're on the camera here with Oaksy. We're going to see coming down out of turn 3 into 4. Did he just get loose? Whoa. Lost power. Something completely gone away there in Oaksy. Not sure what the case was there. But that was crazy to say the least here. Well. Alright, we're going to get back to green flag racing here. And Oaksy now into pit road here. As they work him on back down here. Here you go. Dustin Sloanacre actually making some time up, getting some ground here. He's really been coming to his own here. He's really been figuring stuff out as of late and getting things taken care of in that car, and he definitely is trying to show it. But right now, Dave Bichner is also still trying to hold his own in the points race, trying to get somewhere further up. But right now, he's got to try to find a keep Dustin Rouse in that number 30 machine away from him. Dustin Rouse is absolutely trying to get him there. Coming down out of turn 4 here. We're coming right into your living room on the front stretch. Now this is interesting. You just saw that right there. Look at how far left they have gone of the front stretch compared to what the leaders right now, McCarthy and Gorman, are. That tells you one thing. The tires are burning up and they're starting to lose a lot of momentum, which means they can't get the runs they used to have. Now they have to rely a little bit on the draft, and they have to rely on a full run send here. And right now, out of halfway through this one, I'm not seeing any signs of possibly getting a caution out, unless they want to re-rack and restack them. But Gorman, I mean, ever since that little tag there from Oaksy, who unfortunately lost power and something went completely wrong there, he hasn't really been able to get the time made up on Kayla. We're going on board here with Rouse. This is the battle on the back here. I believe this is a battle for 7th or 6th. Yeah, this is the battle for 6th here. Dave Bichner in that Miller Light machine trying to hold him off. Oh, look at this now. Down low he goes. He's going to give him a run there on the middle line. Rouse trying to open up the door, trying to swing it right in. Here comes the bottom line to his advantage. He swings it on in, down out of turn 4 to Dave Bichner. He will overtake for 6th. Nice move there by Rouse and a strong showing for him early. He's really been coming to his own as well here every time he comes on out, and he just got it right there with Rouse. Mitchner, Ralph's right now really starting to show his way here and get everything taken care of as they work them on in here. We're at the halfway point, 38 laps to go in this one. Cindy Taylor right now actually has been passed by her brother. I gotta believe she's trying to back up a little bit and let the car save in a little more, because I don't think these guys are gonna go into pit road anytime soon. Lucas Gorman though is just further and further away from McCarthy, with the caution not coming out just yet, which is incredible to say the least. We have yet to have a full-on green flag race here, and it's definitely showing here. Jeffrey Oaks, something gone wrong completely. I'm getting word down in crew chief lane that when he went inside, he had a blown head gasket in the motor. They had to replace that really quickly. They had to get the tires slow new set on there to try to get the car to rebound and refresh, but it cost him 3 laps. Tough break there for Oaksy, but he's got the car all situated out and taken care of here, so we'll see how that all plays out for him here. But Kayla McCarthy right now, the pride of Texas, showing off her racing ability. You can see how far Gorman is right now. He's actually got damage on that right side there. That might have been from Oaksy earlier. He's seriously lost a lot of ground and time up, and that is going to cost him big time here. It's hard to tell what happened, though, because, again, Oaksy just kind of came to a complete stop, and the motor just went. So I got to believe that the motor went. Maybe what happened was he was able to get it pushed back on to pit road and get it fixed up immediately. But right now, man, that's definitely not going in his favor right now. Work them on down the front straightaway. Whoa! Oaksy now really moving it in. Right now we're getting word from Chantel, the throttle Pottle, in the chat here. Unfortunately, the motor is gone with it. She cannot get it out there. The crew chief and Frax are trying to get that staff and everything fixed up and ready to go back out there. But unfortunately, it looks like her night may be over with. Unfortunately, tough break, Chantel. It really... Hopefully you're able to get everything fixed up for next time out. You do have a couple weeks to get everything situated out with that legend car, as well as the street stocks coming up. So, but nonetheless, right now back to the action here. Gortman 3 seconds behind because of that right rear damage on his side there. But if a caution is to come out, that will change the race completely. But so far, these guys really have not, and gals I should say, have not been thinking whatsoever about getting into each other or trying to do anything completely dumb. They've been just hitting their marks and hitting their spots constantly here. Absolutely putting on a show here. You're on board here, Keith Taylor. So this is what an inside of a legend car looks like, folks. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Working on down. They are extremely tight. For those that are wondering, like, what is it like in a legend car? The best way I can explain it, compared to running a street stock in the ARCA and Cup cars, is they're tight. Obviously, a shorter wheelbase means you're going to have much better control and accuracy on tighter turns. But I'll make the argument that it is very hard to master those tighter turns when you're running on a track like this. And the fact that the pride of Texas right now is absolutely killing it away from the competition, I'd say right now is a showing of her ability and her driving skill. But Keith Taylor right now has got company. Here comes the sister, Cindy Taylor. Cindy going to run them on down. Back straightaway here, trying to get up there with Keith Taylor. That number 8 machine has got some company, and it's a little sibling rivalry here. Aaron Clark now gone to pit road. He's got damage on that machine there. Not sure what happened with Aaron Clark. We'll go to the PTM instant replay here and find out exactly what happened to Mr. Clark. I believe he went in to get a fresh set of tires and a fresh set of fix up there on the gas there, and see if maybe we can figure out what happened with him. And not getting a word from that, so we're just going to presume that he's A-okay there. Sorry about that, folks. We had to make sure that the live cut was on. Nonetheless, back to the action here. 28 laps to go. Don't tune out just yet. With consistent viewers tonight, man. Over 28 to 29 in total, sticking with us for a good chunk of the track race here. Thanks again to everyone that supports us out here, and thanks to everyone that comes on out here and runs with these guys. Definitely, it is quite the show and quite the racing to be had. It's a lot of fun to be done. And right now, though, your battles are far and in between, but nonetheless, when they come, they come. And right now, Keith Taylor and Cindy Taylor have been your front runners in the battle department. But don't look now. We got a little bit of a battle here between Dave Bitchner in the Miller Lite and the Michael Hill in the 42. Michael Hill in the back to blue going down low now on the backstretch. Gonna work them on in side by side. Great camera work from our cameramen here. They work them on down, and you can see that Miller Lite machine trying to keep that 42 back to blue away from his position. And he's actually going to get a better run there. Actually went right to the wall there and actually got it to get some good strength there. But when you overdrive it, that's what we warned you about. If you overdrive those corners, like we talked with Gorman earlier, they will bite you. And it got him there. He got way too hard, and that opened the door up for Michael Hill to overtake him. What a move there from the back to blue 42 of Michael Hill. Man, he has been an absolute hard driver to beat, a hard driver to take on when he gets it all dialed in. You remember back at Oxford Plains, boy, did he have a show there he put on. Lucas Gorman, the 6-time champion, though, I've got to say right now, his throne is in trouble. After the little bobble there earlier and the little hiccup he got with Goaksey, McCarthy has been absolutely running away from him there. Back to the brother and sister duo here. Keith Taylor currently still trying to hold off little sister, but it seems like every time he's up front for a set amount of laps, little sister finds a way to get back out of there and take over that spot. We'll see if the same thing happens here between these two drivers as they work them on in down turn 2, coming right into your living room. Back down now, turn 2 there. Turn 4, you can see how much of a run there that Cindy Taylor is getting and how much she's trying to really work them on in on Keith Taylor there. Emma Jason Barrett, thanks for tuning in. If you're wondering what track we're at tonight, we're at USA International Speedway. This is Lakeland, Florida's track, or I should say used to be their track. The track, well, you go back and watch the stream, I'll give you a little history fact about that one. Cliff notes though, basically the track unfortunately is no longer around, but it is an iRacing staple because it's one of the first tracks you are able to compete on in either the Legends or Street Stocks. And tonight these Legend drivers are bringing home a little bit of history and peace, and a little bit of peace back to this track. Working them down the back straightaway here. Keith Taylor still the 3rd spot. Lucas Gorman, damage on the right rear, slowed him down, and it seems like he's consistently staying in the 2 seconds there. But unfortunately right now, as the pride of Texas, Kayla, the one you don't mess with Texas, McCarthy, right now has the lead. 20 laps to go. This might be the cleanest race I think I've ever seen these drivers pull off. This is a first to say the least here, folks. But right now, Oaksey and the number 20 right now is in her way. Oaksey seems to have got that Pennzoil 20 fixed up there and got that issue with the head cap fixed up. I was told earlier today that if McCarthy had to fight off Gorman again, she said she'd have no problem putting the front bumper to his rear. And race officials were pretty keen on reminding her you can't take someone's bumper from them, even if you want to, because they're beating you out. You gotta at least try to be clean about it. And her response was in her Texan accent, I'll be clean about it, but I'm going to make sure that I get that bumper of his away. And she makes her way around Jeffrey Oaksner in the 20 Pennzoil machine. Worked him on down the front straightaway here. McCarthy working it on in. She currently is your race winner. 17 laps remaining in this one. Still in the hunt and still leading him off. The Taco Lover Racing machine, though, of Lucas Gorman. He's got a challenger. His name just so happens to be a Taylor. It's Keith Taylor in that 8 machine. On board here with Keith as they work him on down the front straightaway here. Chantel the throttle back out on the track at last. Problems for Dave Bitchner there. He's on the low line. Something not going right for him here. They work him on in, coming down 3, going into 4. Now they're going to run into lap traffic here. Can Keith Taylor and Gorman work around that issue? Because this will get into troublesome territory for them. Work them on down the front straightaway here, and immediately you can see there that Hoaxie is still hanging in there with McCarthy. Almost kind of like a barrier or a car to hold off Gorman there, but Gorman right now, I don't think he needs to worry about being held off. He just needs to worry about not getting past there from Keith Taylor in the 8. Guys, share us around. We're coming down to the final 14 laps this time by. Get as many viewers as you can on this one. We've got ourselves a heated battle between Taylor and Gorman. The KRM number 8 of Keith Taylor currently trying to get something going there on the Taco Lovers racing machine of Gorman. The KTM Racing of Keith Taylor working them on in, getting the draft off Gorman. They'll run them on down the front straightaway, right into your living room. Work them on in still. We continuously trying to battle it out. Cindy Taylor falling a little bit further behind now. She'll open the door up to the number 3 of Dave Bitchner in the Miller Light Machine. Look at this now. Keith Taylor actually making a big run there on Gorman to take over the second spot. That's going to be trouble for Gorman because right now the points leader is right behind him. And the even bigger problem is Kayla McCarthy is literally leading the whole race. She's led this entire race so far and not giving an inch to anybody out here as they work them on down the back straightaway here. Holy smokes, that could have just changed the game big time. If Cindy Taylor can find her way around Gorman, that will open up the door of trouble there for McCarthy. Something's gone wrong. Kayla McCarthy, something gone wrong there in the LGBT Pride of Texas machine. What happened? Holy smokes, did she blow the motor or did she run out of gas? I'm not even sure about that one. Whatever the case is, there's only 10 laps remaining this time by. It's Cindy Taylor now with the big run on Gorman. Making the run down out turn 4. She gets it around there on the turn 4 straightaway, around the front stretch. Now she looks to try to get around Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 Pennzoil machine. Brother Keith has the lead. Here comes Dave Bitchner now giving her a little bit of a hand. Gorman is falling further and further back in the pack. The Legends streak winner of Gorman might finally come to an end tonight. Keith Taylor has a sizable lead. Cindy Taylor right in there with him. I don't even know what happened to Miss McCarthy, but something just went completely wrong. She goes down on the front stretch and loses all her momentum. My goodness, folks, I was not expecting that, to say the least. I don't think anybody could in that case. We work them on down turn 3 going into turn 4. Cindy Taylor right now doing everything she can to get back up to Big Brother there. The brother has the lead, and I don't see him giving that up anytime soon. They work them on down turn 1 into 2, and still Cindy trying to give it everything she's got to get up to Keith. Lap traffic starting to become an issue there for Taylor. Work them on down 3 and 4. Look at the run there that Cindy Taylor's starting to get. She's starting to get it, girl. Come on. Pushing them on down the front straightaway here. She looks to turn her radio to lap because she's playing a little bit of Beat the Boys. Girls just want to beat the boys, and right now she wants to do just that, to be only the second female to win in the Legends Series and dethrone Gorman in his 6-time streak. What a way to do it, and what a way to go out if she's able to get it done here. Work them on down, 6 to go this time by. Keith Taylor starting to lose momentum. He's starting to get pushed further and further back. Did he overdrive the KTM racing machine? Did he overdo it in those turns, and is he overdoing it right now with her sister right behind her? Right behind him, there they go now, turn 3 going into 4. Michael Hill going up, letting them run. Good sportsmanship on Hill there. Work them on down, high 5 in the air. They know what's next. They need to get closer and closer to this one. This one's almost to an end. The first time in PTM history we've ever had a race go as clean and as full finish as this one. Cindy Taylor giving it everything she's got to try to make the move. This is good racing. This is great stuff. She'll work them on down, turn 4 to go now. She's closing the gap on her brother. She's closing it on in. The Ghostbusters number 7 machine trying to get up there with the KTM Racing of Keith Taylor. The Taylors at it here, and they work them on down, turn 2 here, down the back straightaway. I got to believe Cindy's starting to get more run on that backstretch than he is. Look at this now. Works him on down, gets a little closer to the apron there. She knows if she has to, she'll swing it straight down low and try to make the pass. Work him on down, 3 to go now. Come on, Cindy, you got some there. Show it up to your brother. The brother and sister duo came into the season. Keith struggled early. Cindy started figuring it out. But Cindy Taylor is your points leader and has never won on the PTM Racing circuit. Neither has Keith Taylor in the iRacing circuit. This would be a first for either driver here tonight. They work them on down. Green flag high in the air. White's coming out. Next time by. Cindy works them on in, trying to get one last big push. She's starting to lose momentum, though. You can see the car starting to bobble there a little bit. It's not getting the run anymore. She'll have to rely on the draft this time by. Here we go. Turn 3 and 4. White flag high in the air. Now this time by Keith Taylor. Looking for his very first iRacing victory. Cindy looking for her very first racing victory, period, in PTM. Work them on down. Turn 1. They'll go down to turn 2. Here they come. They've got lap traffic there with Dustin Slonaker in the bad to the bone Gravedigger machine. Work them on down now. Turn 3. They'll go into turn 4. But it's not enough. For the very first time, there has been a dethroning of Lucas Gorman, and there is a new champion in Legends. It's Keith Taylor in the KTM Racing machine. Holy smoke, spins it on out, and a little bit of a love tap there from little sister. But my God almighty, the Lord of Speed has got to be pleased with this one. 80 straight laps of hard-fought, hard-clean racing, and nobody gave an inch, especially not that man, and especially not Cindy Taylor. And I don't know what happened to Miss McCarthy, but unfortunately, her night, as it seems as though the curse lives on for her, she will not put it in victory lane this time. That has got to be the most heartbreaking loss I think I've ever seen on PTM so far, other than what happened there with Mr. Archon, the Rattlesnake, and the Pony Express a couple of weeks ago in the very first race when we were at Five Flag Speedway. I gotta believe right now, though, McCarthy can't be too disappointed. She was able to hold off Gortman for as long as she did and was able to keep that position as long as she did. She still got in the top 10. Actually, I believe she's in the top 5 finish there. We'll have to take a look at the scoreboard here, but that is really going to end it out for these guys here tonight. Yeah, she got a top 6 finish, was a lap down, but is able to hold it out. Your race winner, though, is that number 8 of Keith Taylor. As we now have brought him out, we are going to call it a night for them, but we're going down to pit side to talk with our top 3 here tonight. We're down here in pit side now, and Lucas Gorman, I got to say, man, 6 wins in a row. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, man, it's bittersweet, you know. We still got a top 3, so I'm happy with that. Just burned up the tires way too early and just burned them up. Got in a little incident there and lost draft with McCarthy and pushed it way too hard while the Taylors, they kept together, drafted, and saved their stuff. And, man, they made a heck of a run there.
They really did indeed, man. But you can't be disappointed with that. You had a little bump there from Oaksy, and you were still able to hang tough with McCarthy. But I don't know what happened with McCarthy there. Maybe you got a little insight down there. Did the crew chief tell you anything about what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a little bit of a pit strategy possibly. You know, maybe try to pit for tires, you know, if there was going to be a caution or, you know, possibly maybe try to make a run back up to the field. Not really sure. I was thinking about it, but it just seemed way too late at the time, and they were already past me, so I couldn't make anything up for it. So I'll take P3 today.
P3 tonight. I mean, you know, you can't say that you haven't had a good season, though. You had 6 straight wins in a row to match your number, and you've literally been able to hold off a whole host of top-tier drivers in the rookie series, still working their way on up. And, of course, next season we'll be going higher up in the classes. We'll get more into that in due time. But nonetheless, Gorman, I got to ask you, who do you want to thank here for the top 3 tonight?
I like to thank my wife. You know, she helps me and supports me with everything, you know. Man, PTM Racing, you know, for doing all this. I mean, it's great, you know, the broadcast and all that. Matt Mills Racing, Pottlez Wrapz. Man, it's amazing. You know, 6 wins, you know, it's got to end someday. Congratulations to Keith. You know, it's one thing to win, but it's one thing to beat the guy who just won the last 6 races. You know, next 2 weeks, we're going to try to hopefully get past Cindy and gain some points for the championship.
We'll have to see how that plays out. It'll be 2 weeks from now here, but I believe you guys will be running over at Thompson Speedway, and the next time out after that will be Myrtle Beach. That'll definitely be a show to say the least. But nonetheless, for now, Gorman, congratulations here on a 3rd place finish. We'll see you next time out, buddy.
Thank you, man. You guys take it easy.
Will do, sir. Lucas Gorman in the number 6, your top 3 finisher here tonight. We're bringing her on in now, folks. Number 7 of Cindy, the Ghostbustering Machine Taylor. Oh, man, Cindy. You had it. What happened?
Oh, that was incredible. I was just trying to save my tires, and I didn't have anything for Keith. I couldn't even get on his bumper, really.
Yeah, you were getting on his bumper. You can't say that. There was a few times you were literally within about a half a second to literally then a tenth of a second to getting him. It just looked like you just couldn't quite get the car to go as strong and as hard as you would because of the burnt tires there. But how did it feel when you were able to save it up and all of a sudden you saw McCarthy going down in pit side and you got that chance?
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I thought like she ran out of gas or something. My brother, we were chatting, and he's like, I don't know what happened to her, and we're starting to catch them, and I was like, we are, and yeah, it was awesome.
It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. We'll have to ask Miss McCarthy herself here later in some time. But man, I gotta admit, Cindy, you probably have been the most impressive driver to not have won a single race this entire season in PTM. And despite the fact that you've had so many podium finishes, you just continue to impress out there and really hold your own. What really is the key to success for you, and what keeps you going like that?
I honestly just try to stay out of trouble and run a clean race. I've always loved racing, of course, and got on a track just a couple of times, and just it's fun. I don't know.
That seemed to be working quite well for you. But one more thing, we just got to ask, who do you want to thank here for the 2nd place finish?
Oh, I'd like to thank PTM Racing TV and Matt Mills Racing and Pottlez Wrapz for making all this possible.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you out here, and with only 2 races left to go, Cindy, you're the points leader right now. You've got a good chance to go all the way.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't know. I'm beyond words.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out, but nonetheless, for now, congratulations here tonight on a 2nd place finish. We'll see you next time out in a couple weeks from now.
All right. Thank you. See you next week.
Absolutely. Cindy Taylor in the Ghostbusters Machine number 7, your 2nd place finisher here tonight. We're bringing him on in now, folks. For the first time in iRacing history for Keith Taylor, he finally got that number 8 KTM Racing Machine in victory lane. Keith, I got to believe your heart's racing a little harder, and I got to believe you've been finally waiting and scratching and clawing to get that win in.
Man, you already know. Like, it's the unbelievable. I'm ecstatic, man. It's long overdue in my opinion. Had a little bit of bad luck early on in the season, but glad I got to finish strong tonight for sure. And my sister coming behind me in 2nd. It was a blast.
The brother and sister duo, as we mentioned here plenty of times on the live stream here tonight for you guys. And Keith, I gotta say, man, like, it seems like every time you're out on that track, you either have 2 people you're fighting. That's either your sister or yourself. What finally changed and clicked tonight that you were able to get that number 8 KTM Racing Machine into victory lane and be able to hold off as well as you did?
It's funny you say that. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm my biggest enemy on the track, and my biggest rival is my sister. And tonight I was just able to not beat myself up, not hurt myself, and me and my sister weren't battling. We were actually working together, so it paid off in the end.
Yeah, it really did indeed, man. You were holding your own there, and everything was going great, and everything was perfect there. And nonetheless, man, that's something right there. That tells you a lot of how good of a driver you can be, and how good everyone else can really know their line and hit their spots. So, but nonetheless, before we get going here, Keith, this is the first time I get to ask you down here in victory lane. Who do you want to thank here for tonight's victory?
I want to thank our sponsors, Matt Mills Racing, Pottlez Wrapz, Chevrolet for giving me this awesome car. And just my family and my friends, and most important, God. He's allowed me to do all this, and this is a passion of mine. I haven't come from a family of money, so this is how I get to race, and I couldn't be more happy and thankful.
Can't be any more happy and thankful to have you out here on the track, and we've known you and all the struggles, all the pain you've been through. Man, I gotta believe this is something finally you've been waiting for. This is definitely something special.
Absolutely. Hopefully, I feel there's more to come. Once you light the fire, it's hard to put out.
We'll see how about that, bud. You got a couple weeks from now, though, and might be able to battle your sister and try to hold off Corbin one more time to keep him from winning anymore. But nonetheless, for now, Keith Taylor, first win of the season, your first ever win in iRacing. Congratulations, man. Well earned and long time coming.
Appreciate it, and good job in the booth always.
I appreciate it, Keith. Y'all have a good one, okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Keith Taylor, your race winner here tonight at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a show and what a performance here tonight. That was something, guys. That was incredible. That was impressive to say the least, man. That was just all, I don't even know. But, man, it looks like we're getting word finally now from McCarthy. Actually, she was down there. She talked with us just a second ago. She had mentioned to us that she burnt the tires in too much. McCarthy, I feel for you. I've been down there and I've done that before. That sucks to hear, but, you know, get them out there next time, girl. You still got a chance, and hey, Gorman didn't win. So there's that for you. I'm going to get a little heat for that one. But nonetheless, folks, before we go tonight, we got to say a quick word to our sponsors, Matt Mills Racing Team. The Matt Mills Racing Team, the Xfinity Series team going at it stronger and stronger. After a good finish here at Daytona, we'll look to see them get even further into the pack and into the bunch as they work their way on in further with past the trucks and get into the Cup Series. We'll see if they are able to really maintain that ground and position that they had at Daytona. For Matt Mills Racing Team, we are honored to have you guys, and thank you again for sponsoring us. If you want to learn more about Matt Mills Racing Team, their story and their history, be sure to go visit them up on Facebook and follow them up at Twitter at Matt Mills Racing. And then also, you've seen a lot of those cars out on the track looking pretty sweet and designed. That's because they got them done at Pottlez Wrapz. Pottlez Wrapz is the second main sponsor of our series and our seasons. The winner of each series will be getting a free Pottlez Wrap design of their choosing. Design the car you want, and they will bring it to life at such an affordable price it'll make your head spin. If you're looking for something new, something cool, and you want to put a hot rod on the track that no one else has seen before, let your creations come to life with Pottlez Wrapz today, and they'll whip you up something you've never seen that you can imagine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for PTM. But be sure to know in just about a half hour's time from now, we will be live back with the Mississippi Dirt Series as those Dirt Stock boys are going to the opposite side of the state. They're going down to Braselton, Georgia as we go to Lanier National Speedway as the dirt will sling, the dirt will fly, and you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to see some high times. But for now, though, folks, we must go. So for all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you again to Matt Mills Racing Team for sponsoring us. Thank you again to Pottlez Wrapz for the sponsor. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We had over 29 viewers straight for a good time period. Almost hit that 30 plus marker. We hope to get there soon, but for now, we gotta end this sometime. So for all of us here at PTM Racing TV, God bless. Thank you for tuning in to the Pedal to the Metal series, and good night, everybody.